Yeah, so just started the recording, and I might just say a few words as well about myself, just to introduce myself a little bit. So I am a yoga teacher. It's kind of the center of my work, and I trained in traditional hatha yoga in India, where I went twice for yoga teacher training. Um, but I also have been working um, with the nervous system and really connecting with just like the felt sense of the felt sense. So it's not so much about, like in yoga, sometimes we can focus a lot on the external. And my interest is really like what we are feeling in the body, and how we can connect with inner wisdom through the body. And I have also been working with the menstrual cycle and cyclical wisdom in general, also in nature, um, and have been working with women, like in women's circles. And really, my intention is to create these spaces where we can show up as we are, like authentically, and connect with the wisdom that's within ourselves. um, and there's a lot, like in today we focus a lot on our, or on what's in our brain, that brain intelligence. So it doesn't mean that we should, put aside the brain. I think we need it, but it's how do we also connect with these other intelligences within ourselves. And it's the heart that possesses a lot of intelligence, and our gut as well, and our, all the cells in our body, the tissues, and the muscles. Like, there is so much recorded in our body, and it's really by connecting, and kind of sort of unlearning maybe this way that we've been living, but connecting to our true nature is my intention, is for myself and also to share with others. And the wild heart is something that has um, kind of come to me a few months ago, because I've been exploring the wild woman archetype. And the word wild just really was like, yeah, this feels really good. And then I did some research as well, and just like learning about the meaning of the word wild, that in Old English it means in a natural state. And I just feel like it's amazing, because it just means that to be wild means to be ourselves, and just to be, as we are. And I think this is something that is just really about returning to yourself. And sometimes it can be very simple, but yet it can be very challenging, because we are, like, even me doing this work, I feel like there are moments where, due to different experiences in the past or beliefs, we kind of can get sort of in this mode of responding in a way that isn't quite aligned with ourselves. Or it could be, the environment impacting our actions, and so on. So really, the wild heart is about connecting to ourselves, to our true selves, and just being ourselves. Actually, it's as simple as that. And through the community connection, which is what we will cultivate in the retreat as well, over a couple of days. I always find that in the women's circles, we have like 2 hours to spend together, and there's always the need for more, but here we have like 2.5 days to move our bodies and connect with ourselves, and also connect with other women. And there's something really beautiful and powerful when we come together in sisterhood. I feel like it's something that I've been cultivating for a couple of years, but before I didn't really know that. But it feels so good to be surrounded, to be supported and held in a community of women, and be inspired as well by each other. So that's kind of the intention, and that's the work that I bring into this world. And today we'll just explore a little bit of that. So I would like to maybe, just as I mentioned, start with this arrival practice. just to land in the body. After a long day, maybe we might not feel always so connected to what's present. So for this, I would just invite you to just sit comfortably. So whatever that means for you, if you feel like changing the way you sit, that's welcome. It's really just to take a moment to arrive and settle. And we might just start by looking around, and you might orient yourself in the space where you are. And there might be some objects or patterns that are calling your attention. And you might just become curious about them. And then slowly, in your own time, you might return to center, and you might close your eyes or lower your gaze, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And I invite you to just become aware of your body in the space where you are, aware of your body resting on the ground, supported by the ground. And you might notice any sounds from the environment. There might be sounds coming from outside of your house. And then maybe sounds inside your house, in the room where you are. And then noticing the sound that is the closest to you, the sound of your breath. And just allow yourself here to take a moment to notice how is your physical body in this moment. Notice if there are any sensations, any tensions or discomforts that are calling your attention. And see if you can just offer your presence rather than judging them. And checking in with your mind. And notice if your mind is busy or calm, something in between. And once again, bringing curiosity rather than judgments to your experience. No need to change anything. And then checking in with the quality of your breath. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Are you holding your breath? Curiously observing whatever is, whatever you're experiencing. And check in if there is any emotion present. Maybe there is an emotion you've been carrying throughout the day, or maybe just one that surfaced in this moment. Is it okay to make space for it? And then checking in with your overall energy level. And what are the cues from your body that are informing you about your energy level? And if it resonates with you, you might place one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly, and feeling your breath here as you connect with the intention you have for this encounter, what it is that brought you here, and what is it that you would like to take away from our time together. Whatever arises, and also if nothing arises, see if you can honor it, welcome it as it shows up, as it reveals itself to you. Welcoming yourself as you are in the space. And then slowly bringing gentle movements to your body. Feel free to move in any way that your body wants to move, if it wants to move. And slowly, without any rush, start arriving back in our shared space. And whenever you are ready to return, I will be here to receive you. Thank you. So, here I wanted to just make some space to connect with the intention. And for those who are watching, it might be just a moment to sit with it or journal. And I will pause the recording for this part, and then we'll return back. So the practice that I want to share today is actually rooted in the polyvagal theory, or the nervous system, and I feel like it's a really beautiful practice for coming home to ourselves, because so many times, the when we feel like we don't feel quite home, and we might feel some disconnection, or maybe just there is a lot happening, could be overwhelmed, disconnection, there can be so many different things. It's often somehow related to our past experiences, or the patterns that we have created, developed, and the patterns are held in our nervous system and also in our body. Um, so this practice that is rooted in the polyvagal theory, it's really about honoring our nervous system and honoring our body that is our guide. So it's nearly like there is that space that we create to listen to the whispers of the body. So the body speaks in sensations, and sometimes we might be bypassing the sensations, or we might actually move away from them because it might actually be safer in that moment. That's also one of the things that we do to keep ourselves safe. So it's not to try to change that, or try to um, really focus on the sensations if they feel uncomfortable. This practice is about being curious about what's happening within, what's happening in our body, and to be curious, but also to recognize that if it feels too much, if it feels like it is not serving me anymore, or it's becoming too much, I don't want to turn towards this discomfort in this moment. There is that option and that choice of turning your attention away, and that's something we call dual awareness. And it's really, so this practice is based on that, is based on choice and dual awareness. So you can choose to you can choose to opt in or out of the practice as well. So if I'm going to guide you through a few different practices, but you can choose to say, well, that's not what I want to do today. And this is when we start to really look within for this wisdom. And we are our own teacher and our guide. And also, if you choose at one point, you feel like I feel very tired, you want to just lie down and finish the practice, you are welcome to do that. So it's really like about honoring the messages from your body rather than doing some specific practice. Um, so so that's just a little bit about the practice. It is a trauma informed approach, and I will weave in a few different things throughout our practice, and then we'll have a little bit of time as well to connect afterwards. And we will also finish with a little mantra, medicine song, and that you can join in. So, to begin our practice, I would like to read a poem. And if you feel like receiving the poem with your eyes closed, you are welcome to, or you can keep them open. It's a short one. But the poem is really aligned with that theme of coming home to yourself and really, attuning to ourselves. And it's called Remember. Remember by Bridget Anna McNeil. Remember who you are, not the shape others have put on you, not the story they handed you, not the lies or needs that were pressed into your psyche, not even your own imagined ideas of what you should be, but the real you, the wild, innate you that is breathing under all those should be's, all those untruths. Remember the feel of it, the shape of it. Let it inhabit you, like golden weeds rewilding the concrete. Remember, remember by Bridget Anna McNeil. Remember who you are. So, to start our practice, let's just find a comfortable seated position. So, if you need to sit on a cushion, you can. You're welcome to use any props. And from here, I'm just going to invite you to bring your palms together, and we'll just gently rub the palms to make them warm, to offer ourselves a little bit of self-havening touch. So just feeling the touch of your palms, the warmth that you're generating, and awakening sensory awareness. And then gently placing your palms on the opposite shoulders and sliding down towards your elbows, and then back up, and then all the way down. So the self-havening touch, noticing how it feels to offer yourself this care. Mm. And from the arms, we'll gently offer this touch to the face. So you might bring your hands to your face and just gently slide your palms over your face. So our face is that place that connects us to the outer world. Let this moment be an opportunity to give your face back to yourself. And then from here, we'll gently release tension from the jaw. That's often we hold tension in the jaw. So you might bring the palms over the chest and then gently pressing down as you lift your chin up and moving the lower jaw forward. And take a few breaths here, stretching the front of the neck. And you might release the jaw and then maybe go 2 more times. So pressing down with your palms as you lift your chin up and moving the jaw forward, breathing. And releasing to do maybe 1 more time. Dragging down over the chest as you lift your chin up, moving the lower jaw forward, breathing. And then gently releasing down. We'll bring the hands to one side, so whichever side you choose, we will do both. And then we'll drag down towards that side as you lift your chin up diagonally and then moving the lower jaw forward again. Take a couple of breaths. And you might release and come back twice more. So dragging down as you lift your chin up diagonally, moving the lower jaw forward. And releasing 1 more time at your own pace. This stimulates the vagus nerve that is responsible for emotion, regulation, safety, connection. And then you might release back to center and we will switch sides. So bringing your hands over to the other side of the chest and dragging down, lifting the chin up diagonally and moving the lower jaw forward. Breathe. And then releasing and twice more at your own pace. And always remember that you have a choice to stop and pause at any moment. Observing the sensations. And once you've completed your 3 rounds, or once you're ready to return to center, you might move the head side to side and maybe easing off any tension. And then meeting back at the center. And I would like to invite you for a little bit of a breath connection. So bringing one hand over the heart, the other hand over the belly. If it resonates, feels okay for you, you might close your eyes. And we'll connect with the 3-part breath. So dropping your attention to your lower belly. And as you inhale, let your belly expand gently like a balloon. And then breathing into your rib cage, your chest, all the way up to your collarbones. And exhaling to release chest, rib cage, and drawing the belly in towards the spine. Inhaling to expand the belly, rib cage, and the chest. Exhaling to release chest, rib cage, and the belly. And following your own pace, just for a few rounds, inhaling deeply, exhaling completely, connecting to these other intelligences within our body, the gut brain, the heart brain, through our breath. When we breathe consciously, we are physically massaging the heart. The heart often knows before our mind can understand. And keeping this connection with your breath, if you're following or joining me in for the next one, on the inhale, opening up the arms and moving the chest forward to arch the spine. You might even lift your chin up. And then exhaling to round the back, bringing the forearms towards each other, chin towards the chest. And moving at your own pace, inhaling to open the front of the body, exhaling to open the back of the body. And allow yourself to move at the pace that feels right for your body in this moment. And become curious about any sensations that arise and which of the shapes might feel more soothing in this moment for you. Would you like to pause in that shape for longer to honor it? And just taking a few more moments here, feel free to maybe open the arms wider even, and then come back, bring the palms together. You might explore moving in this way and how that changes what you're experiencing. Always checking in if the practice is still supportive, or maybe your body wants to do something else. And then we'll slowly meet back at the center. And the next invitation is to come to knees and hands. And here from the tabletop, you might bring the hands a little bit more forward and just inviting some intuitive movement. So attuning to how your body wants to move. You might start with some circular movement, or maybe some rocking, or maybe something completely different. If you can just allow this instinctual wisdom to be awakened by tuning to the sensations, what feels good. And see if you can turn towards any discomforts or places of tension. Maybe giving some space and time to these places, honoring them, and knowing that if something does not resonate, you can always turn your attention away. And you might offer some cat and cow movement. You might bring the wrist under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhaling to arch the spine. Exhaling to round the back. And following your own breath just for a few rounds, moving between inhalation and exhalation. Expansion and contraction. And once again, maybe there is a place where you would like to stay longer that feels more at home. And is it okay to listen and honor these messages from the body? And you might stay there for a little bit longer, and then we'll meet back in child's pose. You might give your head support by stacking your palms. And as you pause here, maybe reconnecting with the intention from the beginning. Is it still true to yourself? Has it changed? And then gently coming back to our all fours. And the next invitation here is to come into downward facing dog. So tucking the toes under and bringing the knees up off the ground. And you might pedal out the legs here. And just sensing this new shape, how it feels in your body. You might scan your body, notice what the sensations are. And you might release the pedaling here. And my next invitation is to explore the breath with movement here. So as you inhale, stretching the legs, and as you exhale, bending the knees, just to contract in the downward facing dog. Inhaling to stretch, exhaling to bend the knees. And noticing that sense of expansion on the inhale and contraction on the exhale. Knowing that if it no longer serves you, if this practice stops serving you, you can release. And then just releasing that movement, and we'll step forward with maybe the right foot or whichever foot to come to this lunge. And from here, you can drop one of the knees or the left knee if your right foot is forward. And just gently rocking, easing into this movement. You might even bring your hands to the center of the mat and bring the foot to the edge of the mat and just maybe explore some bigger circles with your hips. You might go in both directions. And then the next invitation is to maybe offer yourself a gentle twist if that's what you would like to do. So you might rest one hand, the left hand on the mat, and then reach up with your right arm up, maybe looking to the side or up. And you might circle with your arm, maybe in both directions. And then landing back at the center. And let's bring the right knee back and we'll change to the left side. So bringing the left foot forward. And again, maybe your foot is close to the edge of the mat. And you can rock back and forth, really feeling into it. You might circle in both directions. So it's much more about just attuning to what you're feeling in your body without the need to understand, honoring whatever is present. And the next invitation is the twist, so bringing the right hand to the mat. And then you might inhale, reach up with the left arm and maybe look to the side or up to the ceiling. You might bring in some movement to the arm and checking in what feels nourishing and what doesn't, knowing that you can always pause, stop. And then gently landing back with the hands. And then the next invitation is to step with the right foot into like a squat. So here you might go into lower squat or higher, so you can choose any knee injuries or pain sensitivity. You can go higher and just gently move more intuitively here. It's a very instinctual movement. And even if it's higher, you might keep the hips higher and just moving the pelvis. Maybe circles or moving side to side. Good. And from the squatting position, on the next inhale, I invite you just to gather up all this energy from the earth and slowly rising up, extending up and stretching the arms out into 5-pointed star. And on the next exhale, coming back down into the squat. And you might gather up again, inhaling to rise up into 5-pointed star. And exhaling down and just going at your own pace a few times to move between this expansion in the 5-pointed star and this movement towards the ground where maybe we are drawing in more of an inward expression. Both are necessary in life. And next time in the 5-pointed star, maybe taking a pause here and just see how it feels to take up all that space. Notice any sensations. Is there any thoughts or emotions present? Does it feel like a safe place? Or maybe the opposite? And inhaling here, exhaling to hug yourself, so offering yourself a hug. Feel free to squeeze or hold tighter, whatever you need. And then releasing the arms. So the next invitation practice is for opening the sides of the body, and we'll also move kind of from the sides of the chest, the rib cage, And this is where our heart resides. And our arms are the extension of the heart. So really just exploring that somatically, that is from our heart is what we use our arms to reach for what we want and to bring it to ourselves. And in this practice, we just open the sides of the body. So we're going to inhale to bend to the side, and you can bring that arm over the head. And then exhale back to center. Inhale into the side. And exhale. And following your own breath, you might also reverse the breath. Maybe you prefer to breathe the other way around. That's also really about attuning to how our body responds. And maybe the breath feels more supportive the other way around. Observing how the sensations travel, the opening on one side of the body and the contraction on the other side of the body. How they can coexist, these polarities, opposites. Just like in life, we consist of opposites, and our life does too. And just returning to center when you feel complete. And let's just release a little bit. We can bend the knees and just moving the arms, just swinging the arms. Let them become heavy. Maybe releasing any spinal tensions. And then coming back to center. So we'll just do one more thing standing up. So for this, you might open the feet, maybe 1 meter apart or so. We can start with the feet parallel to each other, and then bringing the right foot out, and then the left foot slightly in. So it's like for what we call the warrior 2 in yoga. So first, let's just ease into it. So you can bring the hands to your hips and then just bending into that front knee, just to ease into it. And keep coming back to this, the attunement to yourself, knowing that you have a choice to opt in or out of this practice. Does it feel like too much? And maybe there's something else your body wants to do. Good. And then we'll keep the knee bent here, and then bringing the arms out like in warrior 2. And then as you inhale, you might extend that leg again, and then drop the arm on the back leg, and then reach up with your right arm. And then as you exhale back to your warrior 2, and you can even release to the thigh and reach up. And inhaling back up. Exhaling into this supported or side angle pose. And following your own breath just for a few rounds. And maybe there is some other way you want to move. Maybe there is a place where you want to pause. Good. And we'll slowly come back to center, releasing bringing the feet back to be parallel to each other and to the other side. So this time left foot out and right foot in, and we will ease into it. So you might bend into the front knee, and you might sense, does it feel different than the other side? And then landing with the knee over the ankle. And if you're joining me for this fluid flow, so reaching out with your arms, as you inhale, extending the front leg, dropping the arm back on the back leg and arm up, and exhaling to our thigh and flowing with between the two. Inhaling to rise, exhaling to release down. Keep checking in what arises within you, any whispers from your body. And we'll slowly return back, meeting back at the center, bringing the feet back parallel to each other and then zigzagging the feet. And take a moment to pause here. You might bring the arms alongside your body. Maybe you'd like to place the hands over your heart and belly. You might close your eyes and sensing yourself, your body pulsating with life. There's a concept called spanda, which is this constant pulsation, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. And this pulsation is life itself. And then gently releasing the hands, maybe coming back, opening the eyes. So in this next practice, I would like to offer just a tree pose, or it's called Rikshasana, but it's a different tree maybe that we normally do. It's more of a tree just to really find our own version of it. And that's really about honoring who we are and our uniqueness. So if you need, you might use the wall as a support. Otherwise, we might start with the right leg or shifting the weight to the right leg and feeling your core engaged as well. So just finding that connection here rather than dropping into the hip. And then the first option is the heel on the ankle. Then you might place the foot against your shin, or maybe your foot higher, avoiding the knee. So either above the knee or below the knee. Yeah. And here, just feeling the weight of your body on the ground. So if you find that you're not finding the balance, you can always return to this one. So it's always an option available. Just being here is perfect. It's really about embodying the tree. And here, once you find the option that you can stay balanced, to just see which option is true to you, you can bring the hands maybe to the heart. And Your arms here might be that expression of yourself. So you might bring your arms up and maybe even create a little shape with your arms, knowing that trees are all different and we are also all different. So how do we honor our uniqueness? And maybe it's a tree that moves with wind. Whatever it is, just let it be your own unique expression. So no need to copy anything specific, just finding the expression that is true to you. And that what that means is whatever comes. There needs to be no agenda, just following. And when you're ready to release, you can come back to the heart and maybe release, shake the legs. We'll do the same on the other side. So more expression of yourself available. So if you find that it's a little bit wobbly, you can always support yourself with a wall. So we'll shift the weight to the left leg. Find that connection with your core, and then placing maybe your heel goes onto the ankle, or your foot might go onto your shin or above the knee, doesn't matter where. And then you might, if you're supported with the wall, you might just express yourself with one arm or move the arm on the wall even, or whatever works. Just find your own unique expression. And just knowing that trees are also supported by this underground network. That's where we need community. We are all interconnected, supported by each other. We are stronger. Feel free to play with it for a couple of moments. And then when you're ready to land back, you can release slowly the leg, the arms, maybe shake out the legs. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll come down to the ground. So let's move maybe to the top of the mat, and we'll come down to the belly actually, but we're gonna move together. So we're gonna inhale here, reaching up, and as you exhale, folding forward and down, and you can relax the head, and then you might step back with the legs to downward facing dog, and then just releasing the knees down and coming all the way to the belly and taking a pause here. You might make a pillow from your hands. And for a moment, just sense this new place that you landed on your abdomen, the earth beneath you. You might notice that pressure or that support from the earth as you breathe. And my next invitation is to open up the front of the body a little bit in the Sphinx pose. So here we bring the forearms to the mat, and you might bring your elbows to 90 degrees, more or less, and let your feet separate a little bit, not too wide, so there is still some support for the lower back. And here we just allow the chest to open up. So the invitation is to draw the shoulders back. You might take a few breaths, starting at the base of your pelvis, into your belly, into your rib cage, your chest, and then let your breath flow back down. Breathing consciously. It also, on the exhale, we send a signal to the nervous system to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. And from the Sphinx, the next invitation is to bring in the leg into a half frog position. So you might start with any leg. I will go with the left to bring the knee out and then flexing the foot. So we bring it out like this, and then the foot is flexed just to protect the knee. And here you can tuck the toes under of that back of the leg that is extended, and it gentle rocks back and forth, sending your breath to your psoas muscle. On the right side is this muscle that connects the upper and lower body and is responsible for our stress response. And then gently untucking the toes. And if you're joining me for a twist, next thing a twist, bringing the hand, for me is the right one, onto the mat, and then inhaling to lift up, and you might look over your shoulder, exhaling down, and you might reverse the breath just like we did earlier. That option is always there. And keep checking in if you want to continue with the practice. And when you slowly return back, you might maybe release into the cobra position, or sphinx rather, and then just landing for a moment back on your palms, taking a pause. Sensing what's present. And what you would like to do next. Do you feel like joining in or staying here? And if you are joining in, we'll explore the same on the other side. Bringing the forearms to the mat, to Sphinx, lifting through the chest, and then bringing the right knee out into half frog. And you might just flex your toes to protect, or your foot to protect your knee, and then tucking the toes under of the back foot and rocking back and forth. You might direct the breath to the left side. Even though we cannot physically breathe into that space, we are connected by the connective tissue fascia. So with the intention, we can actually send the breath into that space. And then you might untuck the toes and into the twist. So right hand on the mat, inhaling to lift up, looking to the side or over the shoulder. Exhaling down, or breathing the other way around at your own pace. Tuning to yourself. And then returning back to the Sphinx, releasing the leg, landing maybe on your palms. You might rock your hips side to side. And then in your own time, you might roll over to the back, or if you wish to stay on the belly, you're also welcome to. We'll do a short rest relaxation practice. If you are on the back, you might bring the knees in and just massage for a moment your spine. You might rock side to side. You might also bring in a few circles in both directions. And you might bring in a gentle twist, so dropping your knees to the right side and stretching out your arms, looking to your left side, the opposite direction. Unwinding. Notice how the stillness feels after the movement. And gently switching sides, so coming with your knees back to center, and then dropping the knees to your left as you look to the right. Checking in what is true for you in this moment. And then slowly landing back at the center. And you might choose to either extend your legs or maybe keep the knees bent, let your knees lean into each other. You might let your arms rest alongside the body, or maybe place your hands on your body, choosing what feels right for you. You might close your eyes and allowing yourself to arrive in this space, this moment of stillness, knowing that there is always a little bit of movement, even when we pause. Allowing your body to feel the support of the ground beneath you. Notice if There are any places of tension in your body. Maybe you are holding on to, gripping. And you might invite some attention, even contraction, into these places, contracting around the place of tension, as if you're bringing more tension and then releasing. And you might offer that to yourself a few times, either in the same place or in different places of tension or discomfort, contracting around it and then releasing, observing how that affects your body. And I will bring your attention to different parts of your body, inviting softness. So bringing your attention to your toes, bringing softness to your toes, to the soles of your feet, bringing softness to your heels, your ankles, softness to your shins and your calves, bringing softness to your knees and the back of your knees, softening around your thighs, around your pelvic floor, softening around your glutes, around your pelvis, the womb space, the ovaries, softening around the lower belly, the upper belly, softening around the navel, around the rib cage, softening the heart, the breath softens, softening the collarbones and the shoulders softening into the ground, softening through the arms, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, softening through the fingers, softening through the whole spine, letting your whole back soften down into the earth, and softening the neck, the back of the neck, the back of the head, crown of the head, softening the forehead, the eyelids, the nose, the cheeks, softening the lips, the jaw softens, softening the tongue, the teeth, Softening around the ears, the hairline, the whole face softens, your whole body softening into this moment, into the earth. Allow yourself to be in the space of softness in your body, in your heart, in your mind. Resting in the softness, resting in the softness of the present moment. And slowly and gently bringing your awareness back to the physical body. And the invitation is to slowly bring movement to your fingers, your toes, gently moving your hands and your feet, bringing gentle movement to your legs, your arms, taking your time to slowly awaken your body. If you feel at ease just resting, you're also welcome to stay where you are. I will be inviting this mantra medicine song to connect further with the wisdom of cycles of life, the feminine wisdom that resides within our bodies. Through sound, we can also connect with it. And it's a mantra that we will be exploring in our retreat as well. Um, so this medicine song is from Lakota people as a tribe in South America, and it's been made popular through a band called Surawaka. And the meaning is really is a gratitude for being here and now, for every moment, and also to embrace this cycle of being born, of growing up, sharing with others what we have to share, and returning back to the earth. And it's also about connecting with the wisdoms of the earth and the wisdoms as well of nature. You can join me in your own space at your own time. Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Wahi Yanana Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Wahi Yanana Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Wahi Yanana Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Wahi Yanana Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Wahi Yanana Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Wahi Yanana Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey 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 ho Wahi Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Hey Yamayo Wanahene Yo Wahi ya na na, hey 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 ho. Wahi, hey 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 ho. Wahi, hey yamayo wanahene yo, hey yamayo wanahene yo. Hey yamayo wanahene yo, hey yamayo wanahene yo. Wahi yanana, hey 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 ho. Wahi, hey 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 ho. Wahi. Taking a moment to sit with the vibration of this mantra, the song, how it resonates in your system, in your heart, in your body. And you might check in what is true for you. What is it to be connected to your wild heart? How does it feel to be your true self in your natural state? To live from the heart, to live from the wisdom of the body. And in your own time, you might slowly return to our shared space, maybe by bringing some movement. You might slowly open the eyes and I will just pause the recording here just to check in. Yeah, so just to share a little bit about the retreat. So I also have a few pictures to show. I know there are pictures on the screen as well, but I would like to just share a few other ones. So let me actually, I'm gonna share the screen first because that's gonna distract me to think about it. There we go. And I think I'm here. Okay. Yeah. So so the retreat is in the Yoga Barn in County Kilkenny, the 15th to the 17th of August. And it is a really beautiful space. It's like really like it's in the middle of nowhere really, and I don't know if you have been there, but it is a very cozy space as well. So I was also drawn to it because of that, because I feel like the environment has such an important like it really makes a huge difference and it contributes to the experience that that we have when we are in these retreats and spending a couple of days together. And I do have where are the pictures here? Yeah, so it's just to show a couple of pictures. So there are shared rooms. It's a really beautiful space and very cozy corners to have quiet time. The rooms are mostly shared, but there is still one private room which can be turned into a twin if someone kind of wants to join, maybe two friends together. But it's still available, that one. and the other ones are shared. But there's a lot of cozy spots like this one here with that, what do you call it? It's like a swing. And then also there's a sauna, and then there is a cold dip and this fire pit. So this is where we will gather to have a little to do a little bit of singing as well on one of the evenings. So we can have a fire pit and just sit around here. But just a little bit more about the retreat. So it is from Friday till Sunday, and each day there is going to be a practice. So I'm going to offer kind of a combination of this nervous system informed practice and embodied yoga, which is kind of more traditional hatha yoga with elements of embodiment. But it's all, I bring it all together, and it's all about really connecting with your body and this felt sense of self, and also just really drawing wisdom from within. And so then there will be a practice on the arrival day, and then also the next morning. So there are two practices on the full day, which is a Saturday, and then the practice before we leave on Sunday. And then we will have a sharing circle. So that's going to be, there's going to be an opening circle and closing circle, including some connection and sharing. As well as this on the second day, there is going to be singing and also some sharing. So I would like to just bring these embodied practices to the group, to the community, and then also have this integration time where we share about our experiences, or maybe how the day has impacted us, or what we are experiencing, whatever arises. So it's really about connecting with ourselves in the present moment, and also connecting in sisterhood. And really, I always say that like true magic happens when we come together as women. I often, in women's circles, I don't really need to, like, it's just being there is something really happens. And I love how, we can co-create the space by just trusting it, and trusting each other, so we can show up authentically, and we can be vulnerable as well, and we can bring all parts of ourselves to this space, and to get some inspiration for ourselves as well, and from each other, from the space, from the practices. So I do feel like these things are going to work together: the practices, the environment, the togetherness, and the sharing. And there will be lots of space as well to just rest and, use the sauna and the cold dip, maybe enjoy the nature. There is a few hammocks there as well in the space. So here is just a few photos of some of the circles that we've had, and a day retreat, just with yoga, and just kind of the feel of the retreat, even though that's not the space. And then Claudia is she's a friend of mine, and she's also been part of my circles. And she is going to make food, vegetarian food. She loves food, and she is really good at making it, and making it beautiful. And she makes it with her heart. So I think that's also important, because we will be nourished by her heartful food, and our bellies will be full. And the food is vegetarian, and I'm gathering information about any dietary requirements. So if that's the case for someone, we can kind of count. We can make it work. And yeah, that's really it. So the pricing starts at €400 for the shared accommodation, which is like 3 people in a room, and then there is the private, and the private could be a twin. So then it's different price. It's the 444 for the twin. So we have like 3 or 4 spots left. So yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing here. So I would say that if anyone is interested to let me know, and I can reserve the spot. So I'm really excited about it, and I think we're gonna make it a beautiful experience. So yeah, let's come together. I'm gonna stop the recording. So whoever is in the recording, you can come to me directly through the email or however you want, Instagram. And lots of love. And you can stay, whoever is here, you can stay. So let me do that.